Here comes Butler, good pace here down the straight. Into the corner we go. That's a little too late, and he nearly goes off the track on the exit. And is that a lapse in concentration?
I think just a little bit of desperate driving there, Crofty. He's pushing way too hard. I mean, there's nobody else around him at this stage.
Okay, Devon, we're going to have to ease off from the brakes.
Brakes don't feel right.
Okay, we'll have a look at it, but you're going to see a drop-off in performance, I'm afraid.
What? Why?
We've asked you to take it easy on the last lap, but pushing has made the issue even worse, so we're just going to have to live with it for now.
What are you talking about?
Listen, just do what you can, please, Devon. Come on. Understood, copy that. P9, you're running P9, keep going. Stroll ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, Science is behind you. Okay, push, gap to the car behind, 2.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader is 29.7 seconds. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. All right, 6 laps to go now. Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap to the car in front is 4.5 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 12.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 13th place. And the time last lap was a 1:33.3. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Good work, we're in P4. Leclerc is ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 8.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. That's Hamilton behind. Okay, car behind trailing us, 2.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 22.9 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 5.2 seconds. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:28.3. We don't currently have the data for that request. Our best lap so far is a 1:28.3. Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds a lap. Really good stuff. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now. Okay, you've got P3, well done. Russell's ahead of you now. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. Leclerc is behind you. They're on old mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 19.0 seconds. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Look, this isn't the first time we've seen Devon Butler go rogue, but the question is, what are Connor Sport going to do about it?
Well, it's really hard, as we've seen so many times before, Crofty, in the past. So hard to control your drivers. In a way, they're their own entity, but on the top of it, they're working for the team, and that's what you want. It's a very hard situation to manage.
And working for the team, Casper Ackermann wanted to make a clean break for this year. This does feel, though, that it's something that they might have had to have dealt with last season.
It's really not what they wanted. A repeat of what happened in the past, and you cannot let it go on. It can't continue. They're just damaging the reputation of the team and their own reputation as well. They have to sort it out. I'm sure they'll be having words.
So it's all changed here in Australia, and as the teams acclimatised to their new standings, so will we. The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
About what happened today, everyone would inevitably draw comparisons with Hungary last season when you said there was a comms issue. Are those two incidents related?
Look, anything I say is going to be taken out of context. So I'd rather not fuel that kind of speculation. I'll debrief the team and we'll figure out how we can stop it happening again. That's all there is to it.
Devon, you finished the race with a compromised car today. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was tough out there. I mean, I love this track. You know, I know I can do well here, and it's frustrating to deal with anything that slows me down. You know, I didn't like it, and the team didn't like it.
Now, some have been saying that you do get preferential treatment because your father funds the team. What do you say to those allegations?
That always strikes me as really odd, like as if the only reason that I'm fast on the track is because my dad funds the team. You know, how is that an explanation? It's ridiculous.
So how do you expect Connor Sport to perform this season based on your performance so far?
I expect us to win the whole thing, Natalie. You know, people talk about Mercedes and Red Bull, but people are in for quite a shock this time around because Connor Sport will be top of the constructors by the end of the season. You mark my words, you heard it here first. Boom!
Thank you so much for your time.
Could you take a look at this, please?
You nip this in the bud, Cass. Do you hear me?
Andreo?
Butler, what was that out there today? I will not have a return to last season. We are a team. He cannot be allowed to do just what he wants.
Look, just calm down. I have it under control.
Well, this is Devon we're talking about. There is no control. He nearly lost the car, Casper.
But he didn't. You know what it gets like out there. I'm sure there's an explanation.
Or an excuse.
And we'll find out. I'll be racing it at the debrief, okay? So I'll report back to you.
Okay, yeah, hang on. Look, I've got to go. I've got Davidoff on the other line.
Of course you have. Enjoy. No, it's a big deal when one of your drivers decides to do their own thing. So I called him out on it at the next team meeting.
And what was Devon's reaction?
Well, he denied the whole thing. Blamed it on a comms fail.
Which I thought was strange. The same thing happened the year before when I was principal, and he gave the exact same excuse.
Yeah?
You wanted to see me?
There he is. You're a difficult man to pin down. Right, I'll cut right to the chase, Devon. Tell me what's happening.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's not just disregarding team orders. Paddock talks. People are saying you've been distracted, that you're ignoring them completely. Now, my job is to make sure the team works smoothly, like clockwork, so I'm just trying to work out what's going on.
I told you, check the comms.
Yeah, the comms are fine, Devon. We checked. What's going on?
Nothing.
Just cut that out. Show me some respect now.
Okay. I heard the order. All right? You happy?
Why ignore it?
I'm feeling it, Cass. The pressure, paddock gossip these last couple of months.
Oh, come on. You're Devon Butler. You are the paddock gossip.
You've heard what they're saying, right? You've seen what they're writing. Driving on Daddy's money. It's making me second guess myself.
Okay. We can work through that. Start changing the team narrative.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, I'd like you to see someone from the medical team. Just to be sure. I've booked you in for this afternoon.
No, Cass. Look, I've got a race to prep for, okay? I need my head in the game. I'm fine.
I get that. That's fine. But I want you to see them straight after the race. Understood?
Yeah. Fine.
Devon, is everything all right?
Fine. Just leave me to it, yeah?
Okay, copy that. No threat of rain for the time being, conditions look good. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. And you've got P13, Bottas ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. That's Hulkenberg behind. Okay, they're on fresh hards. The distance to the leader is 37.2 seconds. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, 7 laps to go. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, we've got 7 laps worth of fuel remaining. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 9th place. Moving you to front wing -1. Moving to -1 on the front wing at your next stop. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 9th place. Time last lap was a 1:29.9. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 1.8 seconds. To a more balanced downforce on your next stop. Tyre condition still looking good. Gap to your teammate behind is 3.5 seconds. Okay, you've got P5, P5. Okay, Sainz is ahead of you, and gap to the car in front is 7.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Ocon's behind.
Devon Butler now. Oh, that's not good! Oh no! Devon Butler spins! He's out!
Oh, he just misjudges it and clips the curb. What a mess!
Devon Butler, with that move, is out of the race. He won't want to see that too many times. We want to see him out of the car, though. That's good news.
Big relief there, although he does still look a bit unsteady on his feet, Crofty.
Well, thumbs up to the crowd, but I'd imagine after that, he'll be quite shaken.
Hey.
I'm done, Casper. I'm done.
It's okay. It's okay. It was his hearing. He'd been keeping it from us. I think maybe he'd been trying to keep it from himself. I mean, he was at the height of his career. Yeah, what can you say?
How did you feel?
I was devastated. But 5 years in F1. Can't argue with that. I mean, most people never even get the chance, so. And I was still one of the best while I was out there. You ask anyone.
How did you feel when Devon left?
How did I feel?
But if we are going to hit our targets, we need another driver. A permanent one. And fast.
But we are mid-season. It's impossible.
So, given the circumstances, do you think you can grant us a bit of leeway on the contract?
I have the projections. If Connorsport doesn't reach 5th place in the Constructors this season, the returns simply aren't worth my time. That was always the deal. And it still is.
But with a little extra time, perhaps we...
Stop! The deal stands. And without Devon driving, there's now little of interest for me beyond the contract. It's just business.
There must be something we can do.
So, legacy is obviously important to you, Davidoff. As a father, I totally get that. So if Devon, your son, can't drive, how about your daughter? Why don't we give the seat to Callie?
No. California will not be signed to Connorsport.
Why not? Just think of the commercial opportunities for the team that signs her. Forget legacy. Oh, you'd be making history.
And you'll be giving a phenomenal talent her first break into F1. It's the right thing to do. You know she deserves it.
The daughter who took her mother's name to spite me. She'll never say yes.
Why don't you leave that to me?
Contract still stands, Ackerman. 5th place, or I'm out next season.
One problem at a time, eh?
Hey, we need your input on this one.
Andrea?
Have you spoken to her yet?
Yes, we've spoken.
And what did you say?
She'll be around this weekend. She agreed to come and see me.
You mean you haven't asked her yet?
Of course not. It's a delicate situation. I'm sure she has an idea, but... look, it's not just something you casually ask over the phone, is it?
Why not?
Come on. This is potentially life-changing for her. And the whole family situation needs to be handled with a little, care and respect.
Well, you're the one that knows her. Just make sure she says yes and fast. I'm finding it difficult to keep fielding questions about the future of Conesport.
Yeah, I read part of that interview. Could almost feel you squirm.
That bad, huh?
Worse. Look, I'll call you as soon as I know.
so many eventful races here in Barcelona over the years. Do you remember Max Verstappen's first win on debut for Red Bull here in 2016? 2 years before, we had the dramatic coming together of Hamilton and Rosberg going towards turn 4. There's always a treat in store as we head back to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track and hasn't been used since 2007. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Gasly, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Zhou, Sargent, Bottas, Jackson, Magnussen, Ocon, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Stroll, Albon and Noah Bell. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Welcome to the wonderful Catalunya. It's time for the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. And whilst the season is just a few races old, it's already been one full of drama. So, Natalie Pinkham, who have you got your eye on this weekend?
Well, in Formula One, naturally, the conversation is drawn towards those at the top of the standings, both drivers and teams. But I'm really intrigued by the midfield team of Connor Sport. Devon Butler's absence will definitely be felt. There's no doubt about that, both on and off the track. For me, the interesting thing will be how they move forward without him.
Indeed, almost as many battles off the track as there are on it for Connor Sport at the moment. And Casper Ackermann and his team certainly have their work cut out for them this weekend.
I know it's been a mad few weeks, mate, but you've always gone well here, so let's get your head down and see what we can do. Come on. Got that confirmed. You need to give that place back, I'm afraid. That was an illegal overtake. Okay, good work. Great pass. P6, you've got P6. Sights ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 1.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Leclerc behind. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 4.3 seconds. Your pit window will be open in 7 laps time. Alright, 16 laps to go. Okay, DRS is now available. Red Bull drivers just moved into first place. job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 20.7 seconds. That's P1. Perez behind. We're leaving the car behind by 5.7 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Gap to your teammate behind is 32.4 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're in 20th place. For the time last lap was a 1 minute 28.3. Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push. Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. You're in first position, front of the pack. Okay, Russell's behind you now, and the gap behind us is 18.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now, and that's 8 laps to go. Nine laps of fuel to go, 9 laps left. Right, Noah's coming in for his stop now. The car behind's just boxed for mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre now. Okay, the gap behind is 29.2 seconds. the pack, that's P1. And Verstappen's behind. Our gap behind is 36.2 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, just 5 laps until the end. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. First position, front of the pack. Verstappen behind you now. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 44.1 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. We did it!
So it's Aidan Jackson propping up Connor Sport here today, but the big news off the track is the speculation about this team and whether or not they'll see out the season with their current lineup.
Well, I think they'll have to sign a new driver, Crofty. It's a gamble worth taking.
Well, a mid-season signing would get us all talking, I'm sure, but time will tell. Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top three finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today.
Well, Connor Sport are in a bit of an odd situation right now. So just tell me, what is it like for you today?
Yeah. Well, you know, that side of things, that's not really my job. I wish Devon well, but it doesn't really matter to me who the other driver is, so I'm out there to drive the car as best as I can, and that's all there is to it. Everything else is for Casper and the team to worry about.
Most importantly, how is Devon? And how are you finding it without your teammate?
I honestly never thought I'd say this, but I do miss him. He brought a lot of energy to the team, and it feels odd not to have him around right now. For the record, I'm not saying I like him. He'd never let me hear the end of it. But he's missed at Connor Sport. That's for sure.
Well, there's a lot of talk about what happens if Devon doesn't return. Would Connor Sport be looking for a new driver, do you...
To be honest, I think we can get by without him. I'm going to be giving it everything I've got this season. Our reserve Noah, he's finally got a chance to get some races under his belt. We can handle it.
And finally, I've got to ask you about this. It's been reported that Mercedes have agreed a deal for George Russell to play a small part in the latest Throttle Zone movie. What would you make of that?
I've always thought George would make a great actor, actually. I mean, he's got his own suit, he's ready for the red carpet. He's got a lot to offer outside of the F1 world, so, yeah, I'm pleased that he's finally getting the chance to show us all what he's got.
That's great, thank you.
Hey, boss. Got another one for you.
Hey, Casper, you wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did.
Shoot.
Nothing major, really. To be honest, I just wanted to thank you.
Oh. What for? I'm, just doing my job.
No, it's more than that. Well, I know why you stayed on the team. And, but I won't lie to you, it's not been easy.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah, but You really stepped up. It's good for me to know that I've got someone like you to rely on.
Always.
Yeah. Look, Aiden, I'll warn you, things may not get any easier, at least not for a while, but, well, we've got something in the pipeline. A potential new driver, and a damn good one.
Who is it?
I can't say, not yet. It's a bit of a gamble, but if they agree, we could have something special.
Nice. And, how is Devon?
Fine. I think... I'm not sure. I mean, Davidoff has closed the door on that one, but... Yeah, he tells me Devon is in a good place, though.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
Just keep doing what you're doing, okay? And now, just get out of here.
Of course. I'll catch you later, Casper.
Hey, boss, got a couple of minutes?
Why are you hesitating? You've always dreamt of racing in F1.
Not like this. Do you know what he did?
Oh, your father?
He refused to support me. Said he'd only fund one of his children. Said Devon had better prospects.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Mum used the divorce settlement to help me out, but... And you're only here because he sent you.
No. This was my idea, my decision. And this is me asking you, Callie, not your father. We need a replacement, and I ask for you because I know how good you are. And that's the truth.
I always said I'd do it on my terms, not his.
I'll look out for you. Just like I did in F2.
Will you keep him away from me?
I'll do everything in my power. Everything. To make sure that all you have to think about is driving. Have we got a deal? You might never get this opportunity again. You know that.
Could you take a look at this, please?
Davidoff.
They stopped me entering the garage just because Callie's in there. It's ridiculous.
We've had this conversation. You need to give her space.
I'll humour you for now, but I don't like being told where I can and can't go around here. Don't forget, you talked me into this.
What does that mean? Talked you into what?
Signing Callie in the first place. I'm just allowing you to take credit for it, that's all.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to blame me.
Well, if you're right about it, there'll be no blame to allocate, will there?
Anything else?
You're a busy man. I'll let you go.
Hey, we need your input on this one.
History is made here today as Callie Mayer, Connor Sport's latest signing, becomes the first female driver of the modern era to participate in an F1 race.
What a moment! I've got goosebumps. Now, for those of you wondering at home, only a handful of women have entered at least one Grand Prix over the years, but none have even had the opportunity to qualify since 1992. Italy's Giovanna Amati, for those of you wondering. So today is very much a new dawn here in Baku.
And Mayer was impressive in qualifying, so let's see what the Grand Prix has in store for her.
Yeah, I have to say, it is quite a tight-knit pack out there. Fierce competition all round. I really wouldn't want to call this one.
Indeed. We've seen some brilliant driving here today, especially from young Callie Mayer. She seems to have made the transition to F1 as if she was born for it.
Okay, Callie, really good start. Keep it up.
I'm not finished yet.
Okay, good work. Great pass. Confirmed.
Here comes Callie Mayer closing in on her teammates.
She's practically on top of me. Aiden, calm down. You're on different strategies. Just let Callie pass. Okay, Callie, Aiden's going to let you pass at the next corner. Let's go.
Copy.
Will Mayer get past her teammate now? Here she comes, but there's contact! Contact between the two Connor Sport drivers. Jackson's out, he gets the worst of it, Mayer's clear.
Oh, Jackson's damage looks bad. I think you're right, Crofty. His race is over.
Mayer seemed to catch Jackson unawares, though. I'm not sure why.
What was that? Why didn't she wait for me to move over on the exit? Okay, Aiden, are you alright? It's just another butler.
I thought he was letting me through.
Yeah, I know, Callie. I'm sorry about that, but it's happened now. It's over. Let's get your head down and focus. Come on, we'll talk about it later.
Copy.
They're 20 seconds. Your last lap time was 2 minutes 49.7. sat in P8. Well done. That's Gasly ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 1.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. That's Stroll behind you. Okay, push, push. Gap to the car behind, 2.0 seconds. Okay, gap to leader, 27.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. So weather shouldn't play a factor today. We're expecting it to remain dry all the way through. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Fourth position. You're in fourth position. Okay, Sainz is ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 7.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton's behind you now. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. The distance to the leader is 17.4 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, just 5 laps until the end. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 3.6 seconds. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Okay, car behind trailing us, 3.5 seconds. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Well, in spite of the drama amongst those at the top of the standings, so much of the discussion today has centred around Connor Sport.
Absolutely, a bittersweet race for them today. One historic debut, one DNF. I mean, you couldn't write it.
And talking of that debut, what did you make of Callie Mayer's first ever start?
Well, I am so excited to see Callie racing in F1. It is great for the sport. She is a phenomenal talent. I can't wait to see what the season holds and her career as a whole.
And if today is anything to go by, the name Callie Mayer is one that we'll be watching with a lot of interest for many years to come. Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way onto the podium now.
And do you feel extra pressure at Connor Sport? It must be difficult with your dad looking over your shoulder.
Look, it's F1. It's not possible for me to feel any more pressure than I already do. So no, it's not an issue.
Callie, have you felt any pushback from anyone in the F1 world, just with you being the first female driver in the sport?
No, everyone's been amazing. And I'm not the first, I'm just the latest.
How's your brother? Are you really just keeping his seat warm?
You'd have to ask him that, but he is getting the help that he needs. And no, I have no intention of giving up this seat.
What happened out there between you and Aiden today?
It's just a mix-up. I thought he was letting me through on the entry, but he clearly had other ideas.
We spoke to him earlier, and he said it was deliberate on your part. Any comment on that?
It was just a misunderstanding.
You've always gone by Mayor, and now you're in a team financed by your father, driving in your brother's seat. Would you go back to the Butler name?
Should have expected it, right?
I thought you did.
It's not what I mean. I'm a woman, I get it. I'm happy to talk about it.
Then what is it?
Well, it's always the same, isn't it? So you're a woman, and then every question about Dad, about Devon, about the Butler name.
Just forget about it.
I can never get away from it, can I? The only question about the race was about Aiden.
Well, maybe if we'd let it run a little longer, there would have been...
Casper, don't defend them.
Sorry, you're right. Sorry.
Look, it's fine. I'll be faster next time.
The incident at Baku, do you think she did it on purpose?
She did do it on purpose, yeah. Check the footage.
So you didn't warm to her?
We weren't the best of friends, no.
Hey, Mum.
Callie, I couldn't be prouder, darling. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Mum. It was a good race. Felt great out there.
Oh, it was a good race.
Oh, no, what is it?
What do you mean, what is it? What's what?
I can hear it in your voice, Mum. It was a good race.
No, it's nothing.
Go on.
No, it's just that... You didn't do it on purpose, did you? When you clipped poor Aiden.
I can't believe you're even asking me. Did you really raise your daughter to behave like that?
Well, I'm really not sure.
It was an accident, Mum. I'm hanging up.
Oh, of course it was. Bye, darling. Lots of love.
Hey, boss. Got another one for you.
Andrea?
You seen this latest article doing the rounds today? 3 weeks later and the press are still going with narrative of the rivalry at Connorsport. Still!
They just need an angle for Silverstone. Paid no attention.
But they're right, aren't they? And it's not like Callie and Aiden are sadly treating each other like teammates.
They just need time. It took me a while to warm to Aiden back in the day.
Well, that's because you were a grumpy old man.
Yeah. Well, some things never change, I guess.
Ha! Now you're just grumpier and older. I'll leave you to it. Ciao.
Bye.
Okay, we'll have a word.
He's been so late into these corners. I have no space out here.
Yeah, we'll talk to him, Kelly.
This is still about Baku, isn't it?
Okay, we're sat in P12 now. That's Joe just ahead. Push for that position. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. De Vries is behind you now. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader is 19.2 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. All right, 6 laps to go now. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 8.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 15th. Time last lap was a 1:42.7. Job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. and we're currently sat in 6th. Leclerc ahead. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 2.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Perez is behind you. Okay, gap to the car behind. 1.5 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Our gap to first place is 6.1 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Just 5 laps of fuel remaining. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. You're leading the pack, that's P1. That's Hamilton behind. We're leading the car behind by 15.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
this is just another example of the Connor Sport drivers antagonising each other.
Yeah, but you've got to look at Ackerman as well. He's the one that can sort this situation out. And so far, that he's letting them run wild.
His job is to keep control, and no matter what the season, no matter what the driver, Connor Sport just can't seem to gel as a team. So you've got to ask the question, really, what will it take? Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Callie, this is your first ever F1 race at Silverstone in front of the home fans. So just try to put into words what that means to you.
Yeah, I mean, just to see the number of fans cheering for me really spurred me on today. And I used to come here as a little girl to watch the races, so it really means everything. It's a dream come true, to be honest.
Well, I have to say it was tight out there once again between you and Aiden. You're not giving each other much space, are you?
Yeah, I've decided I'm not going to focus any more energy on Aiden. If he wants to start working more closely with me, then he can come and talk. But I think all I can do right now is just focus on my own driving.
Now, naturally, there has been a lot of speculation about the role of your father, Davidoff Butler, in securing your seat at Connor Sport. Just what do you say to the critics?
Sure, I mean, if my father wasn't involved at Connor Sport, maybe they'd have signed someone else. That's just the reality of the sport sometimes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Hi, Mum.
Callie?
You saw the interview.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And?
Look, there are times when a mother needs to be firm, and this is one of them.
But you're normally so timid.
Listen to me, Callie. You did win that seat on your own merits. I don't want people to think you're only there because of your father. That's just not true.
It's a bit true, though, isn't it? I don't want to look like an idiot.
Well, if not Connor Sport, it would have been another team.
But it was Connor Sport.
Don't undersell yourself. This is one of those very rare occasions when you could take a leaf out of Devon's book.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd ever go that far.
He certainly knows how to sell himself.
Yeah, Devon's Devon, all right? I've got stuff to do, Mum.
I'll leave you to it. Lots of love.
I did not like Aiden. Not at all.
Why not?
I thought he was immature about what happened in Baku. I mean, like he never really got over it. He was aggressive on track, and the paddock talks. He just wasn't happy at Connor Sport. Thought he was too good for the team. He just had a bit of an attitude problem.
It's already complicated. And I've told you they don't need to know.
Well, it's your call, of course. But the dishonesty makes me uncomfortable.
We'll talk about it later. Yes?
Let's make this quick.
Or maybe we could give Casper a bit of our time.
This wasn't scheduled.
What, are you too busy for us now?
Just tell them, Casper.
Andreo, please.
Can we get started?
Yeah, Aiden's got a meeting at Mercedes he needs to get to.
Enough! Enough! Okay? This is what we have to talk about. It has to stop. Understand? If we can't pull together now...
If we can't pull together, we are finished.
Wait, what does that mean?
Andreo?
It means that if we don't finish 5th or higher, Butler Global will pull funding. And I don't think we'll find an investor to replace him. Not now.
Wait, what? Casper?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, then we're finished. Andrea?
We're finished.
So yeah, Dad brought me onto the team and then immediately threatened to shut it down.
Why would he do that?
It's kind of his thing.
Okay, Callie, I'm sure you've got questions, but we think we know what we're doing here. We've got information that says more rain's coming, and so, because we're the first ones to come and make this change, we can turn it into an advantage. So on your out lap, let's make it all count.
Copy that.
Aiden's in the pits. Aiden in the pits. We anticipate an end to this rain in around 5 minutes. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. It looks like the weather's going to dry up in about 5 minutes' time. P10, you're currently in P10. And gap to the car in front is 3.9 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. Shoe behind. They're on a fresh set of inters. Okay, gap to leader, 30.6 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Copy that. Okay, gap ahead is 2.6 seconds. P3, you're currently in P3. Leclerc is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 2.6 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. Stroll behind. And the gap behind us is 2.0 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. The distance to the leader is 4.0 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, 7 laps to go. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, the rain should be ending shortly. The dry line's going to come in quickly, so don't waste any time getting back up to speed. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now. Okay, the gap behind is 4.4 seconds. Okay, I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being. Gap to your teammate behind is 23.1 seconds. No rain expected, no rain expected for the time being. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Perez behind. Our gap behind is 15.8 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 4 laps remaining. I don't think the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a little while longer. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. Alright, consensus in the garage is that it's probably about time for the slick tyre now. It's going to be slippery, but it'll probably be quicker. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Perez is behind you. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 29.6 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Congratulations, Callie. You keep going like that, you might just prove me wrong yet. Callie?
Well, we said at the time that it might have been too soon, but in hindsight, Sport really did make the right call. Mayer made the pit stop, changed to wet tyres ahead of everybody else. That was a real turning point in the race.
Yeah, you've got to get these decisions right, and not everyone did today. It's great to see Connor Sport taking their chances like that. Wonderful race by Mayer.
If they want to improve on last season, they've got to try and do something different. Well, they did that today. They timed it well. Mayer, well, she continues to impress. The faces on our top three look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
Caddy, great race.
What do you mean, prove you're wrong?
I was just trying to congratulate you, that's all.
Prove you wrong about what exactly?
I didn't mean anything by it. I was just saying well done.
By reminding me how little you actually believe in me?
Callie.
You are a piece of work.
But it was a great race.
You said you'd keep him away from me.
I'll talk to him.
How is he getting involved on comms?
Well, he didn't ask, he just did it.
Yeah, he'll do whatever he wants until someone stops him.
I said I'll talk to him. That was a great result out there today. Let's forget about your father, okay?
Yeah. Good. Looks like he's found someone else to talk to anyway.